Ben, if you could start us off, please.
Hi, Arne, you okay?
I am, thank you. You?
Yeah, good, thanks. Obviously, Virgil said after the game at the weekend that there was going to be a meeting to thrash a few things out. I don't know whether you were part of that, but are you able to give us any insight as to what was thrashed out in that, or at the very least tell us how positive an exercise that could be for you guys?
I'm not aware of that, Virgil, what he actually said, but I think, as always, we had a post-match meeting led by me. I think once this season, as far as I'm aware of, the players came together. I don't even know which game that was, but was months ago already. So we did have a post-match meeting to talk about all the positives we've done in that game, but also shown where we can do a little bit better to make sure that if you have a performance like that, where you have so many shots, most shots by any team in the Premier League this season, that then doesn't result in a draw, but that result then ends up in a win for us.
Obviously, I mentioned Virgil. He's set to make his 350th appearance for Liverpool, becoming the 50th in Liverpool's history to reach that total as well. How do you sum up his contribution to the club, both before and during your time?
Yeah, that's been unbelievable. Of course, won the league twice, won the Champions League, and some domestic cups as well. But apart from that, I think he only had one big injury in his career at Liverpool, and no, it's not even fair to take his age into account, maybe, but for him to be as fit as he is for such a long period, because as you see, and all of you see, I play him almost every game, and the level he brings is still very, very, very good for us. So, and that, to be fit every single 3 days, so in 2 days we have to go to after 2 days of rest we need to go to Bournemouth again. And it's not only him, all these players that are overloaded quite a bit because we have 3 big injuries. That's why we have to play many times the same players, and Virgil is one of them. And to stay at that level and constantly be fit, and for all the things he's won for this club, he should, then that is only positive. Yeah.
And just to check a couple of things with you, is there any chance Konate could still join up with the squad? And also, how ready is Mo Salah to come back into the starting lineup as well, given that he's back training with you after AFCON?
Yeah. No, he didn't travel with us because of family matters, and I would leave it with that, and I will speak to him tomorrow. To speak to him, I will speak to him tomorrow again. But he not travelled with us, so and that's because of family matters, and I would leave it with that. And with Mo, I'm really happy and pleased that he's back, because in his absence, I think we've done quite okay in terms of hardly conceding any chance. We started to create more and more, and if you start to create more and more, it's really helpful to have a player like Mo Salah, because if there's ever been a player, I think there was one who scored more for this club, but that can score goals and that I can still play. I don't think I can play Ian Rush still. Then it's really helpful to have him back, because we would never know, but the amount of chances, the amount of ball possession against Burnley with Mo on the pitch would usually mean that we would have scored more. So yeah, that's why I'm really happy that he's back, because creating chances is nice, but we're only judged on the result, and that wasn't nice. So hopefully we can combine two things: so create the same chances, able to score more, and keep not conceding chances on the other end.
Bonjour coach, 2 questions en français s'il vous plaît. Vous êtes déjà venu
Coach,
dans ce
you
stade
have been here before in the past, a few years ago. Maybe a bad memories for us. Yeah, sure. You've been here a few. You've been here before in this stadium a few years ago, and it is not a great memory for us here in Marseille, because you did qualify with Feyenoord. That night, part of the Marseille supporters were not there. One of the Do you expect something very different as far as supporters, because the stadium will be full tomorrow as opposed to last time?
Yeah, indeed, I have great memories to this place. First of all, because indeed we went through to the final of the Conference League. Second of all, because it was an unbelievable atmosphere with not even a full stadium, as you mentioned. And this is such a historic stadium. And I was just on the pitch. The pitch looks incredible as well. So playing here is always nice when you have a nice memory, but this memory doesn't give me anything for tomorrow. The fans will be just as passionate, maybe even more as last time, because the stadium is full now, where last time one part of it couldn't be used. But we not only here for a great atmosphere, we also have to face a very good Marseille team. We have a very good squad and a very good manager that has shown in England how good he is, and has shown in more places in the world how good he is, but especially also at Brighton. And he's having a great squad. He's adding, if rumours are right, a very good player with Quinten Timber. I had him at Feyenoord. So yeah, he already has Pechau, who I also had at Feyenoord. So a game to look forward to for me, and definitely also for us.
Et j'avais également une question
I also have a question about Timber.
Vous l'avez recruté
You recruited him back in the days, and
normalement rejoindre Marseille.
now he should come to Marseille tomorrow. What could you tell us about him and also his positioning on the pitch? Because after your departure from the Netherlands, he's been used a little bit higher on the pitch. What do you think about that, and where do you think he's the most performant on the pitch?
Now, first of all, I can only say very positive things about Quinten Timber as a person. His mentality in the time I've worked with him has been outstanding. A leader in the group, as I experienced it. Always showed up in big moments, so in difficult games we had to play, he was always there. So his mentality is like his brother, Jurgen Timber, is outstanding. He can play in an offensive role, he can play in a bit more defensive role, but I think in between is in my opinion, his best. And with the way Roberto Deserby is playing, I would be surprised if this is not going to be a success, because Deserby has showed many times that he can bring the best out of players, and he gets a very good player with a lot of quality and a great human being with great mentality to work with. So usually that combination makes things really positive for Olympique Marseille.
At the back.
Oui, en français aussi.
Coach. Bonjour, Florent Germain de RMC Sport. Je voulais que vous développiez.
I would like you to develop about Roberto Deserby. Do you think he is part of the great coaches, European coaches, and maybe it would be led to lead some greater teams than Marseille, for example, in the future in England? Do you think he has a specific approach, a specific style, and is a different coach in this sense?
Yeah, I regard him as one of the best managers in the world, because in my opinion that should not always be judged on the amount of trophies you win. It should also be judged on the fact how you let your team play. And I think he's already working at a very big club, because Marseille is a very big club at the moment, but history-wise as well. And yeah, I'm not the one that's hiring coaches, but if I was one, he would definitely be very high on the list if I worked at a big club. Because I always like his team. I always like to watch his teams, and unfortunately he's working in France now, so I follow not the Dutch, yeah, as well, by the way, the Dutch league, but the English league, of course, a little bit more. So when he was at Brighton, I saw his teams playing more, but it's also what he wants. But he's a very good manager, and it's not always fair to judge managers only on